Good evening.
Hey, Council.
How are
Scott
you?
Bahr, 18547 Williams. It's a unique experience being on this side of the podium. So, hey, I did want to just come and talk to you. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about the downtown, and I for one, am enthused about the redevelopment of 5 in Farmington. I think the mayor deserves a lot of credit, honestly, for picking up the ball of Vision 21, casting a vision, consistently communicating that vision. That's all good leadership. I know there's a lot of opinions. You just heard some tonight about what that development should look like. That's not why I'm here. I want to talk, surprise, surprise, about financing. So just some context. I know you all know this, but just to set up what I want to say here, there's two big initial pieces for this project that are within the control of the city. That's the new city hall and the new police department. And there's really two primary ways that we can pay for that. Either out of existing funds that we find, or going to the taxpayers for more funds. The talk thus far, as you're well familiar with, is to bond, which is like a mortgage for the city hall. And it's possible within the current budget, and then to pass a millage or a new tax for the police department. Now, we know this is purposeful that they're in that order. We all know that it's a lot easier to pass a tax for public safety than there is for a new city hall. And that's fine. I get that. I mean, that's good politics. And you're going to have to, one way or another, there's going to be new taxpayer funds involved with this. So I don't actually even have an issue with that. What I want to talk about, though, is just as a taxpayer, not a councilman anymore, but it's a taxpayer who's going to be asked to vote on this millage. I want to know that the city's only charging me for what is needed, not maximizing what it thinks it can get. And so last fall, the council issued a letter of intent to bond for up to $45 million. And I know several of you, I specifically remember Councilman McCullough and Councilman Donovic, there may have been others, expressed concern that it wouldn't take that much to do a city hall. And I, from my opinion, agree with you. Some of that money then could go towards a new police department, reducing the amount of the requested millage. And so I think council's goal should be to pay as much as possible of that total project with the bond. I actually don't have a problem. If the city can afford the $45 million, go for the $45 million, but just not under the auspices that that's all for City Hall when some of that could be used for the police department. And so my request for you tonight as a taxpayer is that as you're going through all this, and I know there's the meeting on the 12th to go through the design, and there'll be plenty of time to talk about that. But when it comes to paying for this, that you put a complete plan together that you can show the citizens of Livonia that allows you to say three things. One, here's the total cost of what we want to do. Two, here's how much of that cost we can cover with the bond. And then three, what's left over be all that you ask for the taxpayers. I think if you do that, that level of transparency will increase trust with the citizenry and thus increase your odds of getting the approval that you're looking for. So thanks. Good to see you all again.
You too. Thanks. Councilman Bahr. It is great to see you as always.
Former.
You know what? Former. It's sometimes funny because I looked at him at the right there and I go, man, I'm kind of jealous of that at sometimes. No, I'm just kidding.